Hello Clash fans, Trample Damage coming at you today with a methodology for defeating the Dark Ages Queen Challenge, which of course features the really cool new Dark Ages Archer Queen skin. If you do wind up picking that up, of course, I always appreciate the support. Make sure to use code TRAMPLE when adding that awesome skin to your collection. In the meantime, though, you guys are here not just to see the Archer Queen skin, but to see how to defeat this challenge that looks really crazy with 8 monoliths and 4 scatter shots. It's actually a lot easier than you're expecting, and we're going to go ahead and walk you guys through how to take this out. The game plan is going to be that we are going to place a rage spell right here on this fountain. What is that? It's a cup right there on that statue, and then a skeleton spell right here, sort of at the juncture between the 2 monoliths and the scatter shot. Then we are going to place 2 balloons on each monolith, and those monoliths will go down. We're going to do the same thing on this side, but we're actually going to deploy them simultaneously. So we'll go 2 rage spells. Set your bar so that you can see all the spells and troops. We're going to go 2 rage spells simultaneously right here, and then we're going to do 2 skeleton spells simultaneously right here. That's how the attack is going to start. Then we're going to go 2 balloons and 2 balloons, and that will be the beginning of the attack. The beginning requires faster fingers than the later parts of the attack are going to require. The other thing that we're going to do right after we wind up deploying those is we're going to put our Archer Queen with her 5 healers down here, and we're going to drop a wall breaker. Now, after those initial quick steps, everything else is going to be able to go at a much more measured pace, but we don't want to run out of time, so we're going to go ahead and start this over and show you the whole attack from front to back. Play again. Okay, so that's the game plan. We are going to go ahead and go Rage, bloop, and 2 skeleton spells, and then 2 balloons on each of the monoliths. So we can do that all at once. Immediately, Archer Queen, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 healers with a wall breaker. Now you can see the monoliths are all down, so we're going to zoom in here and we're going to watch the queen. Once the king comes over to play with the queen, we're going to drop a headhunter and another wall breaker. That king is going to go down very quickly. Now we're going to wait, and when the king is down, we will go ahead and put a rage spell on our queen so that we can fight through the enemy queen, and then we'll place another headhunter to help take out the enemy royal champion. When the queen moves into the center here and starts getting targeted by those scatter shots, we'll put 1 more super wall breaker, and then just for convenience, we're going to put 1 right here for now, just because it'll help save some time. You can always do that later, but hey, why not? Let's be efficient. When the Dark Elixir storage goes down, the queen will step up and clan castle troops will start to come out, so be ready with the poison spell. We're going to put the poison spell basically in the middle of this dark barracks right when that first barbarian gets there. Then we're going to put a freeze spell just to the bottom of the town hall that'll catch most of the troops. When that runs out, we'll go ahead and deploy a second one, and all those troops are basically just going to hang out in there. She will be good to go. We'll visit her again in a moment. Over here, we're just going to go king, all the Inferno Dragons and all the balloons, 1 headhunter, and a super wall breaker with the Grand Warden, ideally in flight mode. We are now going to place a skeleton spell here to distract the monoliths and the scatter shots. The king is going to wind up needing to have his ability triggered. You can do it manually or just let it happen on its own. When this scatter shot goes down, we will deploy the other skeleton spell in the middle of all these heroes on this side. And then when the second monolith goes down, we will go ahead and deploy the Royal Champion up top on the Grand Warden. So everything will just cascade kind of nicely. Royal Champion will come in. As soon as the Royal Champion takes out the Grand Warden, we're going to put the last skeleton spell over here in between all of these, the monolith and the scatter shots. Archer Queen ability probably going to wind up triggering on its own at some point. Sometimes she gets into a nice little pouch and doesn't wind up getting hit by too much stuff. We can send the last of the headhunters in over here. When they come in range, we can just trigger. At this point, we could trigger the Grand Warden ability. We can leave it alone. It really doesn't matter. Ideally, what will wind up happening is we won't need to use the King ability, the Warden ability, the Royal Champion ability, because they're just going to absolutely wreck what's left of this base. If you do need to use the abilities, of course, not a problem. You can see it's super overkill. We've got 7, maybe 6 or 7 Inferno Dragons left. Wonderful, easy way to, we didn't use the Warden ability, didn't use King ability, didn't use Royal Champion ability. I challenge you, find an easier way of doing this. Please let me know if you do, because I would like to congratulate that content creator on beating me at what I feel like is one of the best things I offer to the game. Make sure you're subscribed, make sure you share this with your clanmates, check me out on all my other social media, and we will see you guys on the next video.